So good morning, good afternoon or good evening to you wherever you are joining us around the world. You are joining the Invictus Racing League Formula 2 Equal Performance. We are live in round 10 of Singapore. We're coming towards the end of the season. The light is at the end of the tunnel. However, it is by no means actually finished. We have got a lot of hard racing to come in these last three races, or last four races, you should say. Sorry, it is three races. We've still got quite a few races at the top of the table that could all win the championship. We've got the likes of the Warrisland, who's leading on 67 points. We've got Meg Luppy, who's trailing by 11 points on 56. Steen 13 trailing by 13 points on 54, and Estimat's trailing by 18, who's on 49 points. So it is all up for grabs. It only takes one little mistake. So let's just see if we can join the guys. So we've got Tony White going out first, I believe that was. So Singapore, absolute fantastic street circuit, beautiful night circuit. It's absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing what the guys can do around here. As we see Tony White come out on some soft tyres, which I'm actually quite surprised about, because the general consensus for many of the Invictus Leagues we've seen is a medium to hard strategy. So maybe they're just using these to warm up but not do a fast lap. But I could be wrong, guys. It could be a two-stop, but generally speaking, a one-stop. Very, very difficult circuit though. By starting on these soft tyres, they will have an advantage over anyone starting on the mediums because of the tight turns and accelerating phases for each of these corners. But obviously they're going to have to stop a lot earlier. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what everyone does and whether they do stick to these softs. You've got one that comes down the home finish straight, which is quite standard for any Formula 1 circuit. And then pretty quickly, as you navigate through that fast corner of turn 1 and 2, that comes to the sharp U-bend of 3, you then get the second DRS detection zone. After you come around turn 5, that's where the DRS starts again. So two very close together DRS zones, which might be very helpful for anyone that's attacking. So I was watching Tony White now, just coming out of the home finish straight. He'll be setting his fast lap now, so let's just see what Tony White can do. Takes that fast corner 1 and 2, keeps it nice and sharp coming into 3. This is where he gets the DRS detection, just coming through this little kink now of turn 4. And then as you navigate turn 5, you cross the DRS line, you'll see the wing open, there it goes, opens up. And this is anyone viewing, let's give you the telemetry so you can just keep an eye on these. When you use a few more laps, you'll be able to see ups and downs of all the other racers. But yeah, looking nice and tidy from Tony White so far. Beautiful shots as he takes that corner, absolutely fantastic stuff. Really tight section coming up here, very hard. It's a heavy braking zone, but then the car wants to destabilise. You've got to get the braking zone right, and the acceleration is crucial around this circuit. Another tight corner that we see Tony White taking now, as he puts the accelerator down and tries to accelerate as fast as he can as he comes down through turns 5, 6 and leading down towards the heavy braking zone of 7. Just see Tony White taking that stadium section now as he passes under the stadium. Comes round to turn 20, takes the fairly hard right and a hard left as we race down now towards the home finish straight. Very fast left sweeping of 22 and 23. Let's just see exactly what he can come across the line in. And he comes at 1:36.780. So let's just see who is next. It looks like it might be the likes of MJ Coupe, who's on the hard tyre. So I don't know if, there we go. The Warrisland has done a 1:38.733. Biofreak has done a 1:38.992. Tightness optimal. Oh no! We've just seen Coupe spin it coming towards the end of his first warm-up lap, and yeah, Coupe's binned it. Unfortunately for Coupe, so we've seen Coupe bin it. He will actually start in 11th. We've riding on board with Captain Stiff. Oh, just clips the wall there, ever so slightly clips the wall. So unfortunate thing for MJ Coupe there, so he's waiting on Captain Stiff, who's going to do, I've got yellow flags in sections 1, 2 and 3. we've got Estimats and Matty coming out on their fresh tyres. Let's see what they've fitted. Oh no, we just saw Captain Stiff make some damage. He's lost his end plate, and he'll be coming in for some fresh wings. He's lost almost a full right wing, has lost from clipping the wall, and he's got to come in surely. Yeah, he will be coming in. So Captain Stiff abandons that. I think Estimats, I think he might do a fast lap on them hard tyres. Let's just stick with him and see what he can do. So already seeing some very, very talented racers making some mistakes, getting super close to those walls. Those concrete barriers are very unforgiving. You clip those and your wing will be gone. On a circuit like this, it is very crucial to have that wing intact. You need every speck of downforce you can draw out of those wings. So just still on board with Eichsfun, see what he can do. Mr. Steen's now coming out on some fresh rubber to complete his out lap and go for a fast lap. Coming through 16 and 17 for the likes of Eichsfun, racing down towards that beautiful underpass section of the grandstand. Nice and close to that corner there, absolutely fantastic stuff. Getting all kinds of curb there, getting it nice and tight. Let's just see exactly what Eichsfun can do as he comes across. Pips in by just over 0.4 of a second. So fair play to Eichsfun on those hard tyres. Let's just go to fastest lap. Yeah, so Tony Wise on the soft tyres. So if the guys that have set laps behind him decide to go to mediums, I'm sure we're going to see improved times. But for the likes of Tony Y, if he starts on those soft tyres, like I said at the start, the degradation and the wear is going to come in really quickly. He's going to have to, he might be able to get a bit of a lead if he does start on the soft tyres, which I probably will do because I doubt he's going to beat those soft tyres time with the mediums. His tyre life is going to be suffering, especially if he's defending. The heat goes through the tyres, you lose, through degradation, you lose the grip, you start sliding about. So this could either be an extremely clever move from Tony Y or a bit too brazen, but we'll soon see when we get to the race. Bit of a way to go before we get to that point. But Matty set a time now on a 1:40.848 on those hard tyres. Captain Sid come back out, Mr. Scene's come back out, and of course we have lost the likes of MJ Coop. Biofreak is in the pits, right. So Tony Wise come out, I believe he's on some fresh softs. Yes, he is. So it looks like Tony Wise committing to the soft strategy. It's not like he'd be able to beat that 1:36.7 on the mediums. Highly unlikely he could do that, but I could be proven wrong. Have been in the past, we all know that. So very interesting, as we come towards the end of this season, I'm getting really concerned about the commentator's curse. If you were watching last season, you know exactly what happened in the last race. Nick, our reigning champion Nick, had already taken the driver's title and was racing hard for the constructors, and he span it after I said that's how the only way to lose it. So I'm getting very nervous, guys, coming to the last few races, that anything that comes out of my mouth will affect what happens on circuit. So I'm going to be very careful today and the last two races after this, exactly what I say, because I really don't want to implement commentator's curse for a second straight season. So yeah, be very careful about that. Coming back to the racing, guys, I'll be very intrigued to see what Captain Steve will do to be putting that accelerator flat to the floor. You see Biofreak getting really, really close to the likes of Captain Stiff there. So the likes of Meg Luppy and Captain Stiff sitting very pretty at the top of the constructors table. They're literally 13 points ahead of the Alfa Romeos. So if these guys in the McLarens, in the papaya coloured cars can get some decent points today, it could very well secure this constructors title, but in the next race. So Captain Stiff now starting sector 3 of this beautiful street circuit. You should see him come round onto turn 16, 17, racing down towards the stadium section, undercuts the stadium. Beautiful section this as he comes through. blipping the throttle to try and take that right-hand corner. As we just come down, try and cut that curve, but he takes it actually quite conservatively. Coming down now towards the last two turns of 22 and 23, see what he can come across the line. It's looking a bit slow. Oh, he does beat Matty though. It was a 140.166, and Tyler Stockdale jumps him with a 139.853. So everyone has now set times that is still in qualifying. So the likes of Mr. Steen will probably, he'll have those hard tyres nice and warm now. The hard tyres are relentless. He's down on his time though. He might be doing a bit of a not a cool down lap, but a warm up lap maybe. So we'll switch to someone else. Estimax is in the pits. Biofeet's coming out on some fresh. Let's just see, yeah, fitted, fresh mediums. Meglup is now up into P2 with a 138.378. But he is in the pits. Let's see if we can catch someone that is actually out on track. Tony Wise is setting even faster lap with a 136.078. I'd be backing way off those tyres now. I'd be saving those. I'd be sitting out the rest of this qualifying session and saving that rubber. You don't want to be stressing those softs, not around a street circuit like Singapore. It's very hot. You don't want to be getting heat into those tyres, especially when you've got heavy fuel loads. So it'll be very interesting to see exactly what happens with Tony Y in the race. Maybe he's going for track position and going to go super defensive. Let's just change. Sorry guys, I got stuck on Tony Y there. Matty, he's out on hard tyres. Could this be his fast lap on those hards? No, he's getting out of the way for Ike's fun. So let's see what Ike's fun's doing. He's on an out lap as well. He's on the hard tyres, so he's going nice and hard, trying to get those hard tyres warmed up. They are relentless for being difficult getting warmed up. I'm actually quite surprised many of these races aren't going on to the medium. We have got it's nearly 6 minutes left of this qualifying session, so maybe the guys will put the mediums on. It would make sense to start on the hards, because obviously we go a bit longer with the heavy fuel loads, but then do a faster medium stint. But it would be very interesting with strategy, guys, really could. So Wireslander's up in third place with a 138.733, so fair play from Wireslander. It's Tyler's speeding it now from the end of sector 3. He has actually sped up now as Tyler's. He was only down, was it 9/10 I think it was, I saw a flash up. Let's just see what happens when he comes across the line, because he's getting towards the end of sector 3 now. Coming under that grand stadium. Racing towards the Ferris wheel in Singapore circuit. Let's just see. Oh no, he's coming in the pits. He is coming in the pits. So unfortunately, guys, tonight we've only got 11 races racing. We had a support race where we had a bit of a tangle next week. We should be back up to numbers, but unfortunately we are missing some of those races on medical grounds. It's obviously safety is key. So. Hopefully a speedy recovery to the guys that were involved in that tangle and the support race. So looking down the field now, we have got Ike's Fun that's come back out on some fresh hard tyres. Really cutting those corners there. No, and Ike's Fun is coming back in. Biofreak is out on some mediums, so yeah, everyone's now decided to turn to the mediums. Here we go for Biofreak. Let's just check who is going to set. No, everyone's in the pits. It looks like it's only Biofreak out, so let's stick with Biofreak. So he's going really slow there. It's a bit strange from Biofreak. Looks like he went really slow across the finish line, so maybe he's just doing another warm-up lap on these tyres. Maybe he didn't feel them warm enough. Everyone else is still in the pits. Matty is coming out now. He's coming out on some fresh mediums. So yeah, everyone now has decided to go on to those mediums now. With the likes of Tony Y, it's going to be super interesting when the race starts, when he's on those softs. I did make a note earlier that a possible clever strategy could be the soft to hards, if you can make those softs go a little bit longer. I'd be surprised if you can make those softs go 11 laps, leaving around 19, 22 on the hard, but we'll see. We'll see when the race starts, but I'm pretty excited about seeing what Tony Y can do on those softs and what strategy he can do. Absolute brilliant shots going around here at night time. Absolutely love it. So again, coming down to that underpass of the stadium section. Sharp right to this nice sweeping left-hander, low speed corner. Approaches the home finish straight, and is he diving in the pits? He's diving in the pits, so yeah, he's dived in the pits as well. So we've got the likes of Estimats coming out, and is that Meg coming out as well? No, it's not. Esti and Captain Stiff then. Yep, so everyone else, oh, so it looks like everyone's going out on the stickier track. It's all been worn in. They want the grippier track now, so they've all come out on some fresh mediums, and this is where we're going to see the fast laps get set, I believe, apart from Tony Y, who's on the softs. So Meg Luckby is in sector 3. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line, unless it's not a walk. I don't think it is a walk. Looks pretty quick, this. Oh, brilliant. 1:37.393 for Meg Luckby. Warriors Land was an outlap, Biofreak Pit. Outlap. Matty coming through sector 2 now. He's up on his time. He's up on his time by 2 tenths. So it'll be interesting to see if Matty can carry this form all the way through sector 2 to sector 3. Takes loads of that curb there. And again, loads of curb for Matty. Oh, went a little bit wide there, did Matty? A little bit wide. I bet he's lost time there. That could have lost him a good 3 tenths. We'll soon see at the end of sector 2. No, he's still up. He's half a second up on his time. So half a second up, that would bring him around. That'd be a Biofreak in P4. So let's just see if Matty can continue this all the way down as we approach again the underpass section of the stadium. Flips the throttle, comes round to that sharp right, tries to keep the momentum all the way through this twisty section. As we make the next left, that brings us down towards the home finish straight turns of 22 and 23. Captain Stiff, was he about to go across the line? No, that was his hot lap. Yeah, and I missed Matty going across the line, I do apologise, but yeah, Matty goes across the line with a 1:38.317. Absolute fantastic stuff from our newer racer, YNWA Matty UTM. So fair play from Matty, who's putting his stamp on that circuit. As we come down to 0 now, as we try and find who's the next person to set sector 2, sector 3. Okay, so it's the Eichsfun, who's in sector 3, racing down towards the stadium section again. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Eichsfun can do. He's currently sitting in P8. Can he improve? It looks like it's a fast lap, this I do believe. This could be a really fast lap. And Eichsfun goes second. Fantastic lap from Eichsfun, 1:37.064. We've got Matty on a cool down lap. Estimats in sector 3. Is it Steen or Estimats? I think it's Estimats across the line next. No, it's not. It is Mr. Steen goes P7. He goes P2 with a 1:36.784. Pushes Eichsfun down P3. Let's go back to Estimats. So he'll be coming across the line shortly. See where Captain Stiff is. Sector 3. I think, yeah, Estimats is next across the line. You see exactly what I can do. It looks pretty quick as well. This could be super quick. And Estimats goes P5. P5 for Estimats with 1:37.464. Pushes Matty down. Let's just see with Captain Stiff. And he goes across the line in P6. 1:37.485. Fantastic stuff from Captain Stiff. Absolute fantastic qualifying there. I believe Tinus is done. Yep. That looks like everybody is done. So there you go, guys. Tony Y setting a fast lap of a 1:36.078 in P1. Mr. Steen following up on the mediums with a 1:36. P3 is Eichsfun. Meg Lucky P4. Estimats P5. Captain Stiff P6. Matty in P7. The Warriors Landing in P8. Biofreak in P9. Tinus in P10. And of course, MJ Coop that we saw out of qualifying with a bit of a spin in P11. He will have free tyre choice. He can choose whatever tyre he likes, and it will be the freshest set of the tyre he likes. So this could be super interesting. There might only be 11 races here, guys, but do not count. Let's not. Basically, this race is going to be absolutely fantastic. There's going to be hell for leather racing, and I cannot wait to see what happens during the race. So the likes of Meg Luppy and Captain Stiff could put a serious dent in the constructors' standings here. Just there you go, just recap once again, guys, if anyone's watching. We've got Tony White in P1, Mr. Steen joining him on the front row in P2, Ike's Fun and Meg Luppy in row 2. We've got Esti Mats and Captain Stiff in row 3, Matty and Warrislander in row 4, Biofreak and Tinus in row 5, and then MJ Coop on his own in P8. You see in there the tyres they will start on. So very interesting tyre strategy there. So imagine the likes of Tinus, Biofreak and Warrislander will go hards to mediums. The likes of Mr. Steen all the way down to Matty will do mediums to hards. And then Tony Y, I can only guess at doing long soft stint and then hards. Unless he wants to do a two-stop. Could be interesting, could be very interesting. So I was just waiting for the racers to make their way to the grid. Let's just have a recap of the driver standings so everyone understands exactly what's at stake at this beautiful circuit of Singapore. So the Warrislander, he's sitting pretty at the top. He's on 67 points. Nipping at his heels is Meg Luppy. He's on 56 points. Now Steen 13, he's on 54. And then Esti Mats. So Esti Mats is in a good standing today to make a good result and actually try and claw back at these top three, sorry. And then Captain Stiff, he's on 44 points, nipping at the heels of Esti Mats. So again, all from the championship leader all the way back to the likes of Esti Mats and even Captain Stiff. It only takes one mistake from these leading drivers and the championship will be thrown wide open. We've got the likes of Humberstone, who's missing tonight, on 41, really, really close behind Captain Stiff. Delange, who we're also missing, so the likes of Humberstone, Delange, with them being missing tonight, this could really affect their championship fight, it really could. We've only got this race and 2 more after it to actually decide who is the Drivers' Champion for the 2019. The first season for Invictus on 2019. It looks like, from going over the table, it's going to be the likes of Warrislander, Meg Luppy, Steen and Esti Mats. I can't see it being anyone else, to be honest with you. It's, especially with Humberstone missing tonight's race, it's pretty much sealed it for the top 5 that are leading the championship to be the possible Drivers' Champion for 2019. So let's just ride on board with Tony Wise. He takes us through this installation lap, or formation lap. It's coming down now. Again, another 90. It goes really wide there. Maybe just saving tyres. You don't really want to stress these soft tyres, like I said earlier. He's going to really struggle. He's on heavy fuel load, so I'm really not quite sure how it's going to pan out for Tony White. Maybe it's a genius strategy that I put in my notes, but a clever strategy could be soft to hards. Bring out a really good lead in the first 3 laps and just try and conserve tyre life and just get those as far as possible. Be really interesting to see. So again, looking down this straight that you see, there's not much room either side. There's pretty much hard barriers all the way around this circuit. You've got concrete barriers or Amcor barriers. This curb we just saw Tony White go over, if you take that too fast, too hard, it can destabilise the car and throw you into the left. Now again, as you come round this curb again, it's not massive, but it can throw you off and destabilise the car for this next left. As you race down towards this underpass section, you might see a few racers get into that barrier on the right hand side, or get a little bit too happy through here and go into this DHL barrier on the left hand side. It's going to be really interesting, especially when tyre life and degradation comes into play. It's going to be a nervous race for me, I'll tell you that, guys, it really is. So, here we go, guys, everyone's just lining up. Race preparation's done, qualifying's done, tyres are warmed up, brakes are warmed up. Waiting for the last of the racers to take their spots on the grid straight, and we will soon see those beautiful red lights. So I'm going to go with the lights of Meg Luffy to see if we can get some decent action as we're going down towards turn 1. Now turn 1's going to be interesting, guys. We've got 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And lights are out, away we go, as we see the likes of Captain Steve getting a great start in the background. He's almost past his teammate, as we Tony White in first. He's gone wide though, Tony White has gone wide. Oh, he gets a bit, oh, we can see races going left, right and centre there. All over the place as we come down towards turn 1, 2 and 3, but they are going away now. Mr. Steve's leading, Ike's winning P2, Meg looking P3. So we've got the 2 papaya cars and the McLarens racing in 3 and 4. So, interesting stuff from the McLarens, absolutely fantastic. So we have seen a bit of chopping and changing there. The likes of Estimates and Tony White being the biggest losers. I think Tony White went a little bit wide, and I think he may have collected Estimates. We did see a bit of action coming into turn 3 there. However, we've just seen now Captain Steve making a move on Meg Lucky, but didn't quite make it there. So fantastic stuff from the 2 McLaren drivers here. Absolutely brilliant racing. We've got Matty all over the back of the likes of the Warriors Lander. He's all really close still. MJ Coop's making a great start. He's up 4 positions. We're going to try and keep with the action as it comes, guys. So MJ Coop looks like he's the closest. Let's just check back in with them McLaren boys, because they were racing very hard. So looks like everyone's still got the wings. Everyone's still in this fight. So far, so good. Oh, do we see a little bit of wing going up in the background there? I'm not sure who that was from. Let's see who else we've got flying. Oh, we've got MJ Coop all on the back of Matty again. Let's see what we can do. DRS is not activated yet, guys. We've got another 2 laps to go before DRS is activated. Mr. Steve sets a fast lap. 1:43.985. Biofreak's got 5. Oh, Biofreak's getting in the action as well. As MJ Coop goes round the inside of Matty, and he makes it. Does he make it stick? No, not quite. But MJ Coop now splitting those 2 Toro Rossos. MJ Coop goes to the left. Is he going to make this stick round the outside? I think he does. Yes. Oh no, not quite. He gets a bit of a squeeze. It comes back at him. So Matty does come back at him. As you see from Biofreak's point of view, he's getting it awfully close there for Biofreak on that wall. There's a great 4-way battle here from the likes of Tinus, Biofreak, MJ Coop and Matty as they go in hell for leather. We just see MJ Coop all over the back of Matty. Oh, do we see a problem from MJ Coop? Got a bit of wheel spin there. So MJ Coop has been passed by Biofreak, and he's now got the likes of Tinus Optimal all over the back of him. MJ Coop's not giving up the fight. He's still sticking it at him. So fair play from MJ Coop. Lost out with that bit of wheel spin action there, but he's coming straight back at him. And again, just a little bit of rear axle wheel spin there from MJ Coop. He is running no assist this season, so obviously it's going to be now and again we're going to get wheel spin. Excuse me, guys, from MJ Coop. I was just thinking, was that Estimates all on the back of... No, not quite. I thought he was a bit closer then. I thought Estimates would make a move on Tinus. He is quite close now. He is quite close. Estimates had a bit of a shocking start. I'm not sure why that was. We missed it on the coverage. But he's coming back now. He's trying to get back in the fight. So Steen's set to another fast lap of 1:41.688. MJ Coop going wide there, coming out of turn 23. As he's all over the back of Biofreak. So MJ Coop is going really hard so far. Absolutely fantastic for MJ Coop. And he goes, oh no! Oh, we had a bit of tangle with 2 Toro Rossos, but MJ Coop's now jumping to 5th. So MJ Coop would have seen that. He braked early, avoided the action, and thought, thank you very much, I will take P5 from all of you. So we've got the likes of Biofreak and Matty down in P10 and P8. So I'm not, oh, the Estimates getting past Tinus there, not quite, nearly though, nearly getting past him. So Estimates is, so we DRS will be activated at the end of this lap, guys, as well. So we are going to see the likes of Tinus, who's on the back of MJ Coop, and Estimates on Tinus, using this DRS to their advantage. 10% into this race, 3 laps of 31. We saw Estimates try to get Tynus's mirrors all full of him there, trying to give him a bit of a shoot. Biofreak left the session, so it looks like Biofreak had terminal damage from that clash that we saw. I think it was with his teammate, or maybe it was a spin, and his teammate collected him. We're not quite sure on that, but we will hear, I'm sure we will hear in the steward's office. Let's have a quick check down the order. It's still Estimats that's the closest here. The Estimats, let's just check on the Estimats in P4 in the standings, the driver's standings. So Estimats really wants to get this move done as quickly as he can, because Tynus is sitting, when I find him, you look at him, just can't find it. Tynus is down all the way in, he's very low down on the table, so yeah, he wants to get in front of this. 5-second penalty for Matty, speeding the pit lane. Unfortunately, he's a tricky pit lane, Singapore. So Matty's our first driver to succumb to the dreaded pit lane entry penalty. It's unfortunate from him. So he's still on board with Estimats. We have got the likes of Captain Stiff still chasing down Meg Luppy. Just about breaking that 1 second for Captain Stiff, looking on the table there, so we'll just keep an eye on that. But so far, Estimats is the closest battle we've got on track. So Estimats will probably want to try and go to about lap 17, probably like, 13, 14 on these mediums, and do a hard stint on those hard tyres he moves on to. The likes of Tynus is on those hard tyres. In fact, let's just check he's on those hard tyres. I think he is. I will actually find it. Yeah, Tynus is on the hards, yeah, so Estimats should be able to get this done. It wants to get it done as quickly as possible, because on the softer compound tyre, the more and more hard racing you do, the hotter the tyre gets, the degradation increases, and that's where the wear increases as well. So he's going to want to get this move done as quickly as possible. He's within DRS range. All over the back of his gearbox now as we come round to the first DRS Ice Fund, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, time's optimal, 3-second time penalty, corner cutting. So Estimats, DRS opens. No DRS for Warisland, even though he's within, he might not cross the detection zone within the 1 second, but he is now. Horrible shot there. Let's get off. So here we go for Estimats. Can he make it work coming into this next section? The Warislander's going really well now. He's all over the back of Estimats. So the likes of Tynus could be in some serious trouble from getting jumped twice by these races following. Meg Luppy, as I do apologise, I've missed Captain Stiff, has passed Meg Luppy. He is now into P3's Captain Stiff. I'm sorry, I was watching that battle before and I missed that, so I do apologise about that, guys. But Captain Stiff is in front of Meg Luppy. That's brilliant stuff for Captain Stiff, because that brings him closer to the likes of Meg Luppy in the standings. Let's quickly check on tyres. Yeah, they're both on the medium tyre, so yeah. So let's just check back with that battle we're watching, and Estimats does get passed by the Warislander. So is Estimats struggling now? Got a knack for missing these battles today, guys. I do apologise, but I went to one battle, missed the other. So yes, my apologies. But yeah, Estimats is losing out here. Warislander's now past him, is now chasing down Tynus Optimal. So unfortunate stuff from Estimats. Can't believe he's looking really good there. Looks like he had good pace. It looks like Paris and Estimats changing places, and it's now Warislander takes up the fight. It looks like he's getting super close on the back of Tynus. DRS will open up here as he comes across the line. There we go, you hear the beep. Is he going to get it into the turn 1 and 2? He does, he goes on the inside line. Brilliant move from Warislander as he turns the sharp left to turn 3. Going to come across the DRS detection zone for Tynus. He's now going to get DRS coming across the next line, which is just after turn 5. This is turn 5. So Tynus wing will open up. Just opens up there, so there he goes. The Tynus should come back at him. It looks like he's dropped back a little bit too much now. So Warislander, will he break away? Another penalty for Matty. Multiple warnings, so I think Matty's on about 8 seconds now. So unfortunate from Matty, he's on about 8 seconds, but he will, if he stops again, he'll get the stationary 5 seconds before changing tyres. If he doesn't, That'll be added to his time, so at the minute it stands about 8 seconds. Mr. Steen looking really good at the front now. Almost 3.5 seconds in front of Eichsfun. Captain Sif now getting a sizable lead over Meg Luppy. He's nearly 2.5 seconds in just over a lap. Just over a lap, he's really drawn that lead out. Sections 2 and 3, yellow flag. Who could that be for? I don't know if we've got any issues. Oh, was that a slow? Oh no! Tynus has lost his wing. Tynus has lost his entire front wing. That'll be him dropping down to, I would say, dead last after his pit stop. So he's already on the hard tyre. So he can't go on the hard tyre again. He's going to have to try and go on soft tyre and make those tyres last. Wow, a good 13, 20, 24 laps maybe. Yeah, 24 laps. I'm not sure that's going to work. So that might be forcing Tynus into a 2-stop strategy. Probably going to want to go on soft next. Try and make up some time and then maybe go into another set of soft later on. We don't know. Maybe do, I reckon, yeah, you could do maybe 13 and 13 if he's got the tyres available to him. So yeah, Tynus, really unfortunate for Tynus there. Just mark that down, guys. That'll be a talking point later. Tynus wing on lap 7. A bunch of stuff from Tynus there. Yeah, he's going to drop down dead last. What has he come out on? He's got on some mediums, so I'm not sure he's going to make those mediums go to the end. Oof, really? 24 laps on mediums, that's going to be really, really difficult. So yeah, moving back to the actual race standings, live time speaking, we've got Mr. Steen sitting really pretty nearly 4 seconds for Eichsfun. Eichsfun's nearly 5 seconds for Captain Stiff. MJ Coop's now up into 4th place because Meg Luppy's pitted. So Meg Luppy's probably going to try and make those hards go all the way to the end. 26 laps I think it is. Yeah, it's a lot on those hard tyres. So that's got a lot of them. 24 laps, sorry. Yeah, it's a lot for those hard tyres. Even for the hard tyre that's resilient, it's going to be difficult. Matty, who's on some fresh soft, but still got another fair way to go on those hard tyres. This could be really interesting towards the end. Looking down, I reckon Meg Luppy could be into something here actually, because he's on fresh tyres. He could 27 seconds behind Boyslander. Well, that's, I might not be Meg Luppy. It's hard to guess what could happen here, really is, looking at the tables. We've seen Matty getting past there, was it? Ah, we saw an off from Matty. Looks like we saw an off from Matty, which meant Tony Y could pass him. So it looks like the guys are struggling. Oh, has he got a puncher? I think he's got a puncher there. No, not quite, but he looks like he's really struggling. Back in the pits. No, he's going to stay out, so it looks like he just had a bit of a spin there. Those hard tyres are horrendous for warming up. That's maybe what it was. Tony Y all over the back of Estimats. So Tony Y on mediums, Estimats on hards. So Tony Y's done 6 laps on these. He came in for an early stop from those soft tyres. We saw that incident at the start of the race. So yeah, Tony Y is probably going to have to go as long as he can on these, and then maybe switch to a sort of soft to the end. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see exactly what happens with Tony Y. It was an interesting strategy from Tony Y. I'm pretty gutted that he had that incident at the start. I wanted to see exactly what Tony Y can do. So yeah, unfortunate from him. Looking down the order, who we've got racing, pretty much the closest battle we've got is Tony Y and Estimat. So again, it might be, even though it's a night-time race, it is warmer temperatures, and these medium tyres are really struggling. They've only used 9 laps of fuel, so the cars are still pretty heavy. Anything actually looking pretty tidy. I've been watching on board with Tony Y. Let's go to the broadcast view, get away from this driver view. So yeah, we just see Tony Y getting really heavy on those curbs, taking as much curb as he can. He's trying to get onto the back of Estimats. He will get DRS coming across the home finish straight. See the wing open there. He'll be close enough to obviously get in the next sector. He's going to come through turns 1, 2 and 3. You get the next DRS detection zone as you come out of turn 3. This little kink here, that's where the DRS detection is. And then after turn 5, the next right here, just after that, that's where it'll open up. So the wing will open up. It's a medium straight with the kink here, so he could... No, I don't look like he's got the pace. I was going to say, question marks. Looking down the order, we've got Tynus making a move on Matty. Nearly missed that there, little sneaky Tynus, getting close. He's going to put some serious pressure on him. Tynus obviously on the fresh medium tyres. It's going to be way better than those hard tyres at 5 laps old. Let's keep it clean, guys. Can we get the inside line? Oh no! No! So Tynus went for a bit of a late lunge down the inside line. I half expected Tynus not to do that, but he went for it and got caught out by that safety barrier. So Tynus and Matty getting tangled up there. Pretty surprised by Tynus, very experienced racer, making that move on that turn. He had the pace to do it cleanly down the next straight. Very unfortunate to see from Tynus, and unfortunately for Matty, who was having a pretty good race. You know, he might have been able to extend that out. So Tynus now going into barriers with no wing. He's out of the race. Terminal damage. Oh, unfortunate for Matty. Yeah, really not good to see. But Tony Y now over the back of Estimax as we get away from that race incident. Tony Y, he's on the medium tyre. Estimax on the hards. Tony Y has done quite a few laps on those medium tyres, probably about 50% wear, I would imagine. Round about 50% wear. Don't quote me on that, guys. But obviously a heavy degradation circuit, Singapore street circuit. Those medium tyres are going to be suffering coming out the corners, always accelerating, and there he goes, inside line. Does make it move, but he's going to come back at him. Estimax come back at him. Going to cut back at him again. Tony White a little bit smoother there, trying to deny the undercut coming out that corner, but the racing health lever here, as we see Estimax come back at him. Interesting racing with these guys. So will Estimax just take it easy and try and make these tyres go to the end? Not sure he can, but yeah, 20 laps now. He's only done 4, that'll be 24. Yeah, that's more than possible actually. What am I on about? Sorry, guys. But yeah, so Estimax and Tony Y going hell for leather at it. So Mr. Steen is now in the pits. That moves Warris Landa and MJ Coop up to P1 and P2. So Mr. Steen, the next one in the pits. They will probably drop out in front of Captain Stiff. Estimax again, moving up to the back of Tony Y. Going through this twisty section. I would imagine Tony Y could be better through this section on the medium tyre, but Tony Y sticking to him. Sorry, Estimax sticking to the back of him. He will get DRS coming across the home finish straight. He's in there for 1 second. Wing opens up. He probably won't make a move coming into turn 1, 2 and 3. Turn 1 is actually, even though it's a 90 degree, you can actually take it quite wide. It's quite a fast 90 degree bend. Coming out of turn 3, you'll see turn 4 now, DRS detection. Sharp right turn of turn 5, and that's where DRS will open up again. Will Estimax be close enough to take it to Tony Y in this next corner? He's in clean air. Coming back into the strict sling. He's not quite close enough, I don't think. This is where we saw Tynus and Matty get a bit tangled up. Sticking to the back of Tony Y's gearbox is Estimax. So they're relinquishing no quarter whatsoever in this battle. So there you go, half a second behind him, just looking down the line, no one else really that close. Meg Luckpy, 2.5 seconds. So let's just stay with this battle of Estimax and Tony Y. I know it's there are other races, guys, but this is the closest battle we've got so far. So we're going to stick with these guys. Just over the 1/3 distance of this race. 19 laps to go. So yeah, these two really are sticking at it, but the likes of Tony Y, who's done 9 laps now on those medium tyres, he obviously he's not going to be competitive towards the end. He's going to have to stop again, is Tony Y. I really don't see how he can take it to the end on these medium tyres. Especially 19 laps, that'd be a colossal achievement if he could. Let's look right on board. Let's just see what it's like with Tony Y as he accelerates. Looking pretty steady. No shaking of the steering wheel, but don't see any stepping out from Tony Y on the rear. So both these two looking really nice and clean. But as I said, Tony Y is going to have to stop again. So maybe SD Max is just by this time, you know, using Tony Y to pull him along on the straights. So obviously MJ Coupe and Warriorslander P1, P2, they're going to have to stop again. No one else really close. It looks like everyone's just settled into their own little races now, or their own little pace. We have lost Biofreak and Tynus. So obviously Matty's going to go to the end on these medium tyres. Not sure he could really improve on a P9. It'd be a big ask. SD Max is going to the end. Tony Y's got to stop. Yeah, I think all Matty can really do is keep it on track. Oh, so SD Max get a little bit out of shape there. Yeah, I think the best what Matty can do is to keep it on track. He could even go for, with there only 9 races left in this race, he could even go put on, at the end of the lap, end of the race, put on some fresh rubber and get himself an extra point for his fastest lap. So, I dare say Matty will go fastest lap. So Meg Luppy seems to be getting closer now. The back of Captain Stiff. He's watching that time come down. 1.7 seconds now. SD Max has dropped way back now. Tony Y is seriously putting the pressure down. 3 second time penalty, multiple warnings for Matty. So Matty is now on 11 seconds. Oh no, he's stopped, hasn't he? So take up to 5. He's on 6 seconds, I believe. 6 seconds for Matty. Yeah, Meg Luppy fluctuating now between 1.7 and 2 seconds behind his teammate Captain Stiff. Meg Luppy won't want to be finishing behind Captain Stiff. Meg Luppy sitting P2 in the driver's standings. This is checking with our race leader MJ Coupe, who's done 12 laps on those hard tyres. Chased down by the Warriorslander, honestly, in the background. I believe that was Matty, who's probably, nearly a lap down. Some beautiful new shots coming out from the broadcasters here. Never seen some of these shots before. Some of them I really like, actually, especially that the shark fin view. From behind the T-cam, absolutely brilliant shot, I love it. Checking down the board, guys, there's not really anyone else attacking. SD Max still trying to get on the back of Tony Y. I'm pretty sure Tony Y is going to start struggling soon. He's on those medium tyres, so we've got about another 4, maybe 5 laps out of those mediums, which then I imagine he'll go into some softs again, if he's got the softs put on. So I put down, Tony Y started soft, he's on mediums, will he go to softs again? Yeah, so he's got the tyres available. So I was trying to watch these guys close up and create battles. Let's just readdress the actual constructors. So as it stands, MJ2 will be the only points finisher for Red Bull, and they're sitting quite far down in last place on 37 points, so they're 4 points behind Mercedes. Now Eichmann, he could score some seriously good points here, which would bring Mercedes up in front of Haas. Now Haas is sitting on the same points with Mercedes. There's only one, there's no Haas's left in this circuit, so yeah, that'll bring Mercedes in front of Haas. The likes of Tony Y, The Racing Points or Racing Force are in 7th place. So Tony White could maybe, he could maybe jump the Toro Rossos with that. Fair play from him. I still think the biggest contenders for the constructors at the minute is Captain Sab and Meg Luffy. I think they're going to be the only racing team of tonight's race that is finished with double points. Everyone else have been left on their own by whatever means. So they're going to increase their lead massively over the likes of the Alfa Romeo. Weislander, he'll be a good scorer today, obviously, so he'll keep it fighting for the Alfa Romeo team. But yeah, it looks like the McLarens are going to storm ahead of the constructors with a double points finish. Exactly what they needed today for the constructors. It looks like that is pretty much well done and sealed. Weislander getting a little bit wide there. He's getting chased down by Mr. Steen. No, it wasn't Mr. Steen, it was Matty, was it? Yeah, I think Matty's chasing down Weislander, but let's hope Matty doesn't actually affect Weislander, because obviously Matty's down nearly a full lap. He's within his rights to unlap himself, but what we don't want to see is Matty creating problems for a race contender. He's just dropped back a little bit now, yeah. I feel a bit more relaxed now. So Estimats is taken back up the fight with Tony White. Weislander, 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. So yeah, Estimats has taken back up the fight with Tony White. I think Tony White might be starting to feel a bit of that segregation coming through, a bit of the wear. Estimats, 3-second time penalty. Oh, unfortunately, when you try to chase down, and does Tony White move over there? Is he going to the pits? Yeah, Tony White's coming in the pits. So I was a bit way off with the tyre life of the mediums. I was expecting Tony White to do about 14-15 laps maybe on those mediums, but it looks like 14 laps is all he could muster. Bit of a strange angle there from Estimat's rear wing. Captain Stiff all over the back of his teammate. Now will Meg Luffy put up a fight, or will he let him by? I imagine he won't want to let him by because he's leading his teammate. We'll see exactly what happens between these two. Both on the same tyre. Who wants it more though? Who wants it more? Is it Captain Stiff or is it Meg Luffy? Stop with these guys. From lap 1 to lap 16, these guys have been hell for leather at it. They've been joined at the hip almost for the entire of this race. I think the maximum it was separated by was about 3 seconds at one point, and that was about it. So be interesting to see if Meg Luffy can keep this lead. He's got 3 laps down on Captain Stiff's tyre life. So it will be interesting to see exactly what happens towards the end of this race. So we've still got 14 laps to go, which would mean Meg Luffy would have done 24 laps, which is pretty much the expected lifespan of the hard tyre around a circuit like Singapore. Then Captain Stiff only done 7 laps. They'll have done 21 laps by the end of the last lap. So again, this is really interesting to see. Drop back a little bit now. 1.5 seconds. Barely seen in the aerial shot there. Just catching the rear there as you catch him. So Meg Luffy is catching the back of Ixpun. Ixpun's got much fresher tyres. I imagine Ixpun's going to try and save these tyres towards the end so he can defend on the last few laps. Weislander is within 1 second of MJ Coupe. These two are going to have to pit soon, surely. Surely we're going to see much more from these two. Who's going to be the first to pit? Now, if I was Weislander, I would have been considering coming in then, getting some fresh tyres, and then try to do the undercut on MJ Coupe, because it looks like these two are obviously fighting. They're on the same sort of strategy. Or maybe the Wiselander just thinks, right, if you come in, I'll come in. If you stay out, I'll stay out. Game of cat and mouse between Wiselander and MJ Coupe. Who's going to be the first to pull the pit lane trigger? I think it's going to be MJ Coupe coming in first. I really do. But Wiselander, he does know that MJ Coupe's running no assist. Is he using this to his advantage? Is he going to come in, get fresh tyres? Because obviously they're both going to go into the mediums and finish on the mediums. Interesting stuff, this. Looks like Tony White's come back in now because he's got another fresh set of mediums. He's going to go to the end on those mediums. Tony White setting the fastest lap, 1:43.303. Obviously, we're going to see that. He's on fresh tyres. So just checking down the order, we've got Meg Luppy. Oops, one way, guys. I apologise. Yeah, he's still eating away that lead that Eichsfund's got over him. If Meg Luppy can finish in front of Eichsfund, I'd be seriously impressed. 4 laps difference on those tyres, so I'm not sure what is Eichsfund sandbagging a bit to try and make the dirty air affect Meg Luppy. Has he done that on purpose? Has he just dropped down? Oh, big slide from Meg Luppy there. Has that just confirmed what I was saying? Is Eichsfund playing into the hands of the dirty air around this track? Has he purposely let Meg Luppy just catch up a little bit so he runs in the dirty air? Could that then affect Captain Stiff on the back of Meg Luppy? This is super interesting. I'd love to know what's going through these racers' heads. So there we go for Meg Luppy. He's all over the back. Is he going to make another move into turn 1? Not quite. He's going to try to go around the outside of turn 3. No, not quite close enough, but the DRS will open up as we come around the corner of turn 5, which is the next corner coming up. This should be a pretty clean pass. The serious pace of Meg Luppy. He defends slightly, comes to the inside. Will he have it done right there? Oh, nearly touched there, the nearly touch. But he does get it done on the inside. But Eichsfund's going to come back at him. Wiselander 3 seconds down. Oh no, the touch! No! No! They get a little bit too eager there. Eichsfund, I think, heavily defended against Meg Luppy. Let's pray to God Meg Luppy's not got wing damage. It looks like he's got all his wing. Thank the racing lord that he's got his wing. We've now got a 3-way battle for P4. The likes of Captain Stiff, who's on fresh tyres than Meg Luppy, but Meg Luppy is 3 laps down on his tyres, but still pushed on the back of Eichsfund. You see all that, the marbles there on that as you go through that turn there. So now this has brought Captain Stiff into the mix. This brought Captain Stiff into the back of Meg Luppy's gearbox. We've got the Wiselander. I'm trying to jump between these battles, but Wiselander all over the back of MJ Coupe. They're still going for it. They're staying out again. Oh, unbelievable. DRS opens up for Wiselander. Will he make it to turn 1? Not quite. Will he oh no! Wiselander! Oh no! Wiselander hits the back of MJ Coupe. So that means MJ Coupe is going to storm away now because the Wiselander is going to suffer. So that's that battle done. So let's move to the next one. Down to Captain Stiff and Meg Luppy. Meg Luppy is within almost 2/10 of Eichsfund. DRS opens up. He goes to the inside line, takes it. Eichsfund goes round off track. Surely that's not going to stick. Yeah, Meg Luppy's going to get this done. It looked like Meg Luppy was a little bit overzealous on the track limits there, and we see Captain Stiff come through and takes it up behind his teammate. DRS open for Captain Stiff, so that will help defend against Eichsfund. Eichsfund's all over the place, trying to show. Oh, is he going to go on the outside of Captain Stiff? Does he pushes his way through? So Eichsfund then splits the McLarens. It's a Mercedes filling sandwich. Absolutely fantastic racing from these guys. I'm going to try and keep ahead. So yeah, Wiselander's dropping down. I'm surprised at Wiselander. Wiselander is still sticking to the back of MJ Coupe. So MJ Coupe, he probably knows that he's got wing damage. He's probably now going to keep that lead. So Captain Stiff got back in front of Eichsfund. Eichsfund's missing a wing. Eichsfund is missing end plates of a wing. So, and that's probably self-explanatory why he's missing those wings. We did see Eichsfund get a little bit too happy on the defensive and attacking there. It's not for me to decide whether that is the case. That's just my observation, guys. So obviously, that is just a passing comment of what I've seen. Ixon, in my opinion, getting a little bit too happy with the attacking and defending, and that's probably why he's missing those end plates. Now that is going to seriously affect his downforce. Ixon's on 9 laps. Is he going to really go all the way another 10 laps without end plates? Because that's going to affect the turning in at slow speeds and high speeds. Is he staying in? No, he's coming in. He's coming in. So that will relegate Ixon probably down about come up behind Tony, I imagine. So yeah, unfortunate stuff for Ixon. Absolute fantastic racing from the papaya races of the McLarens. Absolutely loving these two. Fantastic stuff from Meglupi and Captain Stiff. Great clean racing that we've seen from these two, and it's great to see no team orders. But I do imagine Meglupi is going to start suffering towards the end. He's got another 10 laps to go, so has Captain Stiff, but Captain Stiff is 3 laps younger on those tyres. Mr. Steen now in P3. He's going to take up the lead when these two front guys, MJ Cooper and Weislander, pit. Weislander's really suffering. I don't know why Weislander's staying out. Is that rain? Am I seeing rain, or am I deceiving me? I actually think we're seeing rain here, guys. I don't believe it. We are seeing rain. Oh, wow. So, that may be why Weislander's staying out, because he knows the rain's coming. Oh, wow. This could... MJ Coop and the Weislander, I think that's just opened up. Oh. off slightly. So yeah, it looks like Eichmann's come back in for those intermediates. Really unfortunate because he pitted 2 laps earlier for the medium tyre, and then it started raining. So who were the guys that checked the weather forecast before they came out of their pit box? Because I would guess, Eichmann was the one guy that didn't check the weather forecast. Because if he had done, it would have made him stayed out a couple more laps without putting those mediums on. So I'd love to know from Eichmann exactly what he did before the race. Did he check the weather forecast, or was it just racing circumstances that forced him to come in? Because of those incidents with Captain Stiff and Meg Luppy, was missing wings and stuff. So yeah, maybe self-explanatory, he had to come in because of the wings, but unfortunate stuff. So yeah, 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds, MJ Coupe. Mr. Steen's dropped down now. He's been, missed it again, I do apologise. Meg Luppy's got in front of Steen. They're going back at it. So yeah, Mr. Steen's trying to go around the outside. He's now going to get the inside line. Switch back. No, not quite close enough. Go down to the old underpass stadium section of turns 18. Takes a lot of curb. Over the throttle, all the back of his gearbox. There was a bit of touch there, a bit of destabilisation there from Meg Luppy. Hope they didn't touch. Let's just ride on board. Let's get a driver's perspective. Cuts the curb. Traction's a big problem now. Meg Luppy got a beautiful turn through the last turn 23 there. Let's see what happens if it comes through turn 1. Looks like Mr. Steen's better on the brakes, but let's see what happens with Meg Luppy. It looks like Meg Luppy's better at the traction coming out of corners, and Mr. Oh no, they touch! Mr. Steen gets in the back of him. Oh, unfortunate. So that releases Meg Luppy. I think that's just pretty much sealed it. Meg Luppy's now going to sail off into the distance. That'll be a good 3-second lead at least, I imagine. So I don't want to say about the commentator's curse, but I think that's sealed it. I think your podium finish are going to be Warrislander, MJ Coupe and Meg Luppy, after Mr. Steen got into the back of Meg Luppy and just destabilised his fight there. He's probably got wing damage as well. Let's just see. No, not think he's got wing damage. Looking down the back order, no one else really close enough. It's just the likes of Mr. Steen that's trying to chase down Meg Luppy now. So, like earlier prediction of Matty, I put down Matty fastest lap. I called it on lap 13. That's been blown out the water unless he can set a fast lap on, on intermediates. It's a level playing field now, really. There's not much in it. 1 or 2 laps throughout the field. So the fastest lap is still up for contention. Or still in contention, should I say. He's not giving it up though, he's still chasing him. It's been absolutely hectic Singapore Grand Prix. It's been absolutely fantastic. Invictus Racing League Formula 2, it is equal performance, and it's been, Tony Y, 3-second time penalty. Let's just note that down, just in case anyone else. I've not seen Tony Y get any penalties. Where are you, Tony Y? You elude me. There you are, 3 seconds. But yeah, Tony Y's down in 8th place. Not really getting battled by Matty, so that's one thing. Mr. Steen still trying to stay on the back of Meg Luppy. Is he going to try again? He's pushing down to 1.3 now. It was about 3 seconds. So brilliant race from the likes of the Warrislander and MJ Coupe. I'm going to say it now, everyone who's watching. MJ Coupe, driver of the day. Absolutely, no shadow of a doubt. P11, then into P1. Unfortunately spun it before his pit stop and dropped quite a few seconds to Warrislander. We did see a great battle between MJ Coupe and Warrislander throughout most of the race. So yeah, that is the commentator's vote for driver of the day. Definitely MJ Coupe. Absolute fantastic result for him. MJ Coupe's sitting down in the championships in 15th. This would probably bring him up around Mr. P's area of 13, maybe even 12. Yes, it'd be a great result for MJ Coupe. As long as he can keep it on the track, another 4 laps to go. As long as he keeps it on the track, no more spinning. Ixfon and Captain Stiff. Oh, Captain Stiff's gone off. Hopefully that was just a driver error and not a problem from Ixfon. Because if that was Ixfon again, I think the stewards are going to be seriously busy. We saw a bit of hustle and bustle between the likes of Captain Stiff and Meg Luppy and Ixfon earlier. Let's just pray to the racing gods that that was a driver error, because I don't want to see Ixfon getting tangled up in more incidents. Mr. Steen, under a second now. Less than a second. It's 7/10 behind Meg Luppy. Meg Luppy, let's just quick check on minute notes. 3 seconds for Meg Luppy. Mr. Steen, not seen any penalties from Mr. Steen. I've certainly not marked any down unless I've missed them. But yeah, he is all over the back of Meg Luppy. He's putting some serious pressure on him. This could be one of the closing battles of the race, of round 10 Invictus Racing League. Formula 2, beautiful circuit, Singapore. It's been an absolute fantastic race. I've really enjoyed commentating on this one. It's been tricky to catch up. Matty, another 3-second time penalty. Matty needs to be careful. That's his 4th penalty. If he gets one more before the end of the race, he'll get a technical disqualification. Oh, you saw Mr. Steen getting a little bit rear axle happy there. Does look like the rain is coming down a little bit more now. The circuit is getting wetter. There's no definitive racing line being made on the circuit, which does mean it's considerably wetter than it looks. If you start to see that racing line appear, it means that the racers are drying that line out and it's not raining enough to wet it back up. But there's no apparent line yet, so that is an indication to anyone watching that it is considerably wetter than it looks. Seems to be a lot of spray coming off the tyres. This could be getting to the stage where they're losing traction because it's almost standing water phase. Doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look heavy at all. But because there's no racing line appearing, that says to me that it is wet, or considerably wetter than intermediates, or probably in the zone between intermediates and full wets. So Estimat's now within 1 second of Mr. Steen also. So my apologies, what was I thinking? That's incorrect, I do apologise. It's Mr. Steen, still on the back of Meg Luppy. Serious amount of spray coming off those tyres now. It is getting seriously wetter and wetter. This could be decided by who can keep it on the track. It really could. Is he getting twitchy for Meg Luppy there? Super close now. This is a serious battle for P3, the 3rd podium position. Meg Luppy's got 3 seconds. I'm just trying to find Mr. Steen on my list because I've not actually seen Mr. Steen's penalties. Yeah, I've not marked anything down for Steen. He's sitting 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. So, this is exactly what Meg Luppy wants. Exactly what Meg Luppy. Again, Wiseland's going to extend his lead over Meg Luppy, but Meg Luppy needs this P3 position to keep the fight towards Wiseland in the last 2 races of the season. I'd be seriously panicking if I was Meg Luppy because he knows that Wiseland is up ahead. He probably saw what happened with MJ Coupe as he was in the pit. Tony Y, 3-second time penalty. So again, Tony Y, yeah, he's done about 6 seconds now. Coming up to the last 3 laps of this invigorating Singapore Grand Prix. Round 10 Invictus Racing League Formula 2 performance. It's been super exciting. We only had 11 races to start this race, but it's been super exciting. There's been lots of action, there's been lots of battles, there's been lots of chopping and changing, lots of strategy calls, which we saw the likes of MJ Coupe go really long on those hard tyres, and then he's gone on to those intermediates. So it's been super exciting, really has. So Steen just struggling there coming out of the last turn. Who else have we got? No one really else battling. MJ Cooper's dropped back quite far back from Warrislander, and Meglup is nowhere to be seen, so it looks like Steen and Meglup are the only people who are really battling. Meglup needs to get a move on though, because he's got Meglup has got 3 seconds. I've not seen a penalty for Steen. If I have missed it, I apologise. There's been loads going on, trying to keep track. Meglup needs to get a shifty. He really does. We've only got 2 laps to go, and this rain's seriously coming down now. Seriously coming down. It's that right fat rain that soaks you through. There's great stuff from Steen, who's all over the back of it. He's not relinquishing anything at all. Who we got? Yellow flag, was that Ike's Fun? I think it was Ike's Fun getting a bit getting acquainted with the barriers there by the looks of it. I'm still going to stick with this battle with Mr. Steen and Meg Luppy, because this is super interesting. Who was that in front of Meg Luppy? MJ Coop, wow. Did MJ Coop have a bit of a spin there? Because he's all over the back of him. I'm praying MJ Coop can keep this. Oh no! MJ Coop going super wide there. Oh, unfortunate. He got a bit of a lock-up, that opened up Meg Luppy and Steen to take over. But as long as MJ Coop can keep within 3 seconds of Meg Luppy, he will still get the podium. So Mr. Steen's 6/10. So yeah, MJ Coop is still within the podium range. Still within podium. That's Matty. Another penalty. I think Matty's been disqualified, or technical disqualification for 5 penalties within a race. TDQ for Matty. Question mark maybe. Yeah, super close at the top here. Warrislander's going to take it, obviously. Then there's Meg Luppy. Mr. Steen might get P2 from Meg Luppy. Then MJ Coop might still P3 from Meg Luppy again. So, as long as I've not missed any of the penalties, I'll be honest with you guys, I've not been tracking the penalties, because it's super hard to keep track of penalties. You only have to take your eye off the ball for 1 minute and you miss the penalties. So, the likes of Meg Luppy, Steen and Coop, this is super interesting. Then you've got Estimat's only within 2 seconds of Coop, so it's all coming together at the end. Let's just pray MJ Coop's really dropped back now, nearly 5 seconds. So like Coop's struggling now in these really wet conditions. It's almost full wet conditions this. You've seen standing water here and there. Even the racing line's just super wet. There's no dry marks or anything. The spray's coming off. Estimat's gonna take him on the inside line, I think. Yeah, he does it. So yeah, Coop's really struggling on that no assist with the conditions. Meg Luppy now up at the P2. Mr. Steen is still keeping it. He's still keeping the P2 position, because within 3 seconds of Meg Luppy, as long as I've not missed any penalties for Mr. Steen. Estimat's last lap to go. As we see, Warrislander is on the last lap. Seriously heavy rain now. Tricky. Let's just pray to God nobody spins on this last lap. And if Warrislander span now, that'd be it. That'd be the championship well open. So Warrislander needs to keep a cool head. He's got a massive lead. There shouldn't be any reason why he goes into the barriers. No! That was almost commentator's curse again. Exactly what I said at the start of the stream. So Warrislander needs to keep his head cool, keep this on the track, just finish. All he needs to do is finish. Meg Luppy needs to get a giddy on really if he wants to keep the P2, but if he wants to think smart, just keep it on the track. If you lose that P2, then I'd say that's fine. We know Meg Luppy's chasing Wiseland in the Drivers' Championships, and he's gonna, if he finishes P2, gonna lose another lead to him. But do you want to risk? Yeah, there you go. Wiseland has finished come across the line in P1. Fantastic win for him. We've still got a fair way to go for the likes of Meg Luppy. He's got to come across the line in another 2 corners now, so 22 and 23. We will see him come across the line. Mr. Steen will get P2, I think, according to penalties. So let's just see. Yeah, Mr. Steen gets P2. Estimats will stay in P4, I believe. Yeah. MJ Coop will come across and stay P5. Great strategy from MJ Coop. Great comeback drive for MJ Coop. Absolutely fantastic. Started P11. Unfortunate that he had that spin before his pit stop, and then another incident after that. But fair play to MJ Coop. Absolutely fantastic, solid drive. Ike's Fun. Questionable racing from Ike's Fun. That's my opinion, not the stewards. The stewards will have to have a look at that. There was a couple of incidents for Ike's Fun. He comes across in P6. Captain Stiff. I imagine with the likes of the stewards review that is undoubtedly coming, may get bumped up. But yeah, he comes across the line very shortly in P7. The likes of Matt has already finished his lap down. So there you go. Comes across the line P7, and then Tony Y eventually comes across the line in P8. So absolute mental race. Fantastic. So I'll just wait for everyone to come across the line. I will give a rundown of the standings, and we want to see the podium. We want to see that champagne poured. But really quickly need to get the media representative to get the racers to the comms box for interviews. But I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. I'll run down the order now. So I've got it's gone. But yeah, I was going to run down the order and try and get guys up to the comms box, but we'll do it the conventional way. We'll do the table, do the podiums, and then we'll get everyone in for a chat. There you go, guys. Race winner, Warislander. P2, Mr. Steen. And then P3, Meg Luppy. Well done to the podium finishers. I'll just go and chase up my media representative to get the guys up to the box so we can hear from the racers. So we will invite the likes of the Warislander. So absolute fantastic race there, absolutely brilliant. Warislander takes his another win of the season, followed by Mr. Steen, then followed by Meg Luppy in P3, Estimats in P4, MJ Coop with a fantastic strategy going from dead last to P5, Ike's Fun in P6, probably going to see the stewards from his race today, I believe. Captain Stiff in P7, Tony Wayne P8, Matty UTM in P9, Tinus Optimal in P10 and Biofreak in P11. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Absolute fantastic race from the racers there. Just waiting for our race winners, P2 and P3, to join the comms box, and we will have the race interviews and bring you all the action from round 10 Invictus Racing League Formula 2 Equal Performance. Okay, do we have the Warislander with us?
Yep, I'm
fantastic. Here. Meg Luppy, do we have you, mate?
Yep, here.
Fantastic. And do we have Mr. Steen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, okay, while we're with Mr. Steen, let's just go to our race winner, the Warislander. Absolutely fantastic drive, mate. My question to you, did you know the rain was coming?
Well, I'm not going to, to say if, like I knew and I was going for the hards because I fucked up my last lap on the mediums.
No swearing, Warislander.
And I was forced to start on the hards. I was forced to start on the hards.
Yep.
And well, I think 10 laps into the race, I heard that rain was coming, but I wasn't expecting it at all. Didn't practice on it. And yeah, so I thought I should, stretch it then, and I could go on to the Intus. but I also picked up some front wing damage a few times, and it wasn't a very good evening for me. But still, I won. I don't know how.
Well, we don't know how either, mate. But just to clarify, before you started qualifying, or before you started qualifying, did you see the weather forecast? Was it on the graphic that rain was forecast, or was it a bit of a?
I didn't look at it. Normally,
okay.
I always look at it.
Yeah.
Because I think I just had a bit of luck today with me, and sometimes you have to have that to win the championship, I guess.
You were fighting quite close with MJ Coop, and I'm really surprised that we lost MJ Coop, because if it wasn't for MJ Coop spinning, I think you got some damage and you had to pit, and then when MJ
yeah,
Coop,
I picked up some damage, and
then MJ Coop was way ahead of you and was going to come out in front, but also span before he pitted, which brought you in front of MJ Coop. But MJ Coop was in an absolute great position to break up the win, but unfortunate from him, he did a couple of spins and lost it. So I think that's why you picked up the win, mate. So that is unfortunate.
Yeah, but I think once I was on the hards, I pulled out like 2 seconds a lap. So if he didn't spin, I think it would have been a nice fight.
Yeah, it would
because
have
I was.
definitely.
But did Steen also spin? Because suddenly they were both like far back. Because I did the undercut.
Steen had a couple of incidents. No, I don't think it was a spin, but there was a couple of incidents. But if we've got Steen, we'll hear from him in a second. But I know we've got Meg Lugby. So Meg Lugby, congratulations on your finish, mate. A bit of a the penalties played dropped you down a position, but you managed to cling on to P3. So how did you feel the race went, mate?
It's all right. Got early wing damage, so decided to pit early to try and make the most of the new tyres. Was managing to catch up to Stiff and then IXC Fun. Had a battle with IXC Fun, which gave me more wing damage.
We did see, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit frustrating, really. And then, just on the intermediates and the wets, I was started out struggling, but then eventually got the hang of it, on traction especially, and then was catching Cooper. The rate I was catching him, I think I probably would have got him on penalties. I think he had more than me, so... problem was I quickly realised that Steen knew that I had a penalty as well and just sat behind me anyway, so third's about right, really.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest with you, before... Basically, we were watching on the stream, we saw Warislander and MJ Coop really going for it. They were stuck together like glue. And then Warislander had some wing damage, and MJ Coop was looking at that time like he could win. But then we saw MJ Coop spin on his in lap for pitting. We saw him spin, and then we saw another spin as he came out. I think it was 2 laps after he pitted, so that's what dropped him back. But I think if MJ Coop hadn't spun, he would have got the win today. It's unfortunate for MJ Coop because he had a fantastic race from P11.
Well, I'm just going to interrupt you there because I guess once on the inters I was 2 seconds a lap quicker, so I think he wouldn't have the pace that he didn't have the pace at that moment.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Warislander, is before he had the spin coming in.
Not to be like,
8 seconds in front of you before you pitted. So that would have meant after pitting, it'd probably be 6.5 seconds in front of you. But again, that's by the by.
Was it like how many seconds was I behind then?
It was about 6 seconds before he spun. In fact, it might have been more. He had a sizable.
No, but I mean in total with the pit stop because I did the undercut.
Yeah, he still because you had your wing damage. He managed to do
a
lap.
That cost me like 6 seconds.
Yeah, about 6 seconds I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, probably because I did the wing change. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but I think I'm not sure if if I would have won, but I think it would have been a nice fight then. I think it would have been close near the end, but real shame
speaking about
he spun again, I guess.
Speaking about fighting, yourself and the Meg Lugby still remain in P1 and P2 in the Drivers' Championships.
Yeah.
I think you've extended your lead by another 2 points. How do you guys feeling about the next 2 races? You've got Canada and Germany. So first,
that's a bit of a shame.
Meg Lugby first.
Oh, sorry.
Are these good tracks for you or bad tracks?
I've got no idea, to be honest, mate. Just try and get some good results and finish the season well. Not particularly bothered about the drivers. Trying to secure the constructors still.
Ah, well, I think you've pretty much got that nailed down, to be honest with you. Just reviewing it in the stream tonight. You guys have got that pretty much nailed down. You were leading in this race 13 points ahead. You both finished in double points. The only team in Formula 2 tonight to score double points. So without jumping ahead of the gun, I think you guys have got the constructors nailed down. So yeah, good luck to you on that one. But you keep fighting towards the end for the drivers, mate. It'd be good to see you and Warislander go toe to toe. Moving on, Warislander, Canada and Germany. What do you think, mate? Good track for you or bad tracks?
I think Germany is the last one, isn't it?
It is.
That is. I think that's the track I like. But Canada, I always make mistakes. I think it's like turn 6 or something, 6, 7. When you get into like little straight, my traction is always so poor out of there, and I always keep spinning and stuff like that. So I really gotta do a lot of practice this week to not have that, and maybe do a bit of damage limitation. And I think in Germany I should be really on it. That was the track where I actually won my first race, but I got a penalty.
Okay.
That was so I think that's a track I go good at.
Good stuff. So, right, guys, I tell you what, I'll leave it there, guys. I'll let you shoot off because I don't think we've got Mr. Steen joining us. But Warislander, congratulations on the win. Meg Luppy, congratulations on the P3. Absolutely fantastic race from both of you. If you guys want to shoot off, I'm going to address our viewers, and we'll see you next week for Canada. Bring your A game, boys. Let's see what you can do in Canada. Let's take this fight all the way to the end, guys. Okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Fantastic. No, let's do it next week, actually.
Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me. And I'll catch you next week.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you.
There you go, guys. That was our podium sitters for round 10 equal performance in F2. Warislander taking the win. Probably, I think it's about his 6th win this season or something. So fair play to him. Meg Luppy not giving up the fight whatsoever. And the likes of Mr. Steen. Mr. Steen still putting the fight to these guys as well. So the top 3, Warislander, Meg Luppy and Steen, not really changing any positions. That might have brought Steen level with Meg Luppy. Join us next week, guys, where we continue this fight. It's going to be really close towards the end. It's going to be super, super close. I can't wait to bring the action as it happens. But anyway, I'll let you guys go because it's been quite a long stream with the rain coming on. So if it's your first time viewing tonight, guys, it's not just Formula 2 for Invictus. We've got the No Assist League that happens on a Monday. We've got the Formula 1 League, so the Performance League on a Tuesday. That's where all the races involved have equal engines, but are delegated the engines or the manufacturer car based on their previous performance. So if you're a slow racer, you get picked up by putting a fast car. If you then win, you get dropped down and vice versa. So it's an interesting league that to watch, guys. So if you're interested in that, do give it a watch. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, we have our equal performance, F1, F2 and F3. All got very experienced commentators. Gave us some serious, brutal action as it happens. We've also got a GT Sport League that happens. And we've also got, if you go on our website, guys, it's all there. We've even got a FIFA League going on. It's all happening with Invictus. So yeah, do join us on any of the YouTube channels. Give it a rate, a watch back. See which channel you want to watch religiously. Watch them all, guys. You seriously need to watch them all because it's always epic racing. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'll be joining you next week, and I'll be bringing you the normal Hot Laps edition that wasn't brought tonight. But we're bringing Hot Laps where I join the Warislander we just heard from, where we'll go around Canada. He'll take us around not a hot lap, even though it's called Hot Laps, but we'll take us around as fast as he can, give us a discussion about the circuit, give us an insight into what to expect of Canada. So if you want to join us for that, it's about an hour before the normal stream at 8 o'clock, so about 7 o'clock we'll do Hot Laps, and we'll take it from there. But I'm Energy Dan. Guys, if you liked watching the stream, hit that bell button, get a subscription going, and you'll be notified whenever Invictus goes live, straight to your phone or your laptop, wherever you're watching. If you want to get that notification, you can then watch us. So yeah, again guys, thank you ever so much for watching us. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you next week, 7 o'clock for the hot laps and 8 o'clock for the feature qualifying and race. Take care guys, thank you very much, and see you next week.